Hello everyone, it's me, Angel Teacher, with your mathematics lesson. Unit 2C, Handling Data. As usual, let's begin with words to learn. As usual, let's begin with words to learn. Chart. Chart is visual representation of data. This is a chart. Venn diagram. Venn diagram is a way of sorting numbers or objects according to their different features. This is Venn diagram. Look at some examples of Venn diagram. Diagram A contains animals that lives on the land. Diagram B contains animals that live on the water. And this area in the middle contains animals that lives both on the land and on the water. Here are another examples. This is the data given about food and plant. Let's put this data into the Venn diagram. Diagram A, as you can see, contains food like cheese, carrot, bread, steak, fish, onion, and broccoli. Diagram B contains plants, carrot, onion, broccoli, rose, pine tree, and daisy. And this area in the middle contains both food and plant. So you see, carrot, onion, and broccoli are plants, but at the same time, you can also eat them as food. Here is another example. Look at these numbers. Diagram A contains numbers that are the multiple of 5. 10, 5, and 25 are the multiples of 5. Diagram B contains odd numbers. 5, 25, and 31 are odd numbers. And this area in the middle contains numbers that are both the multiple of 5 and odd numbers. So number 5 and number 25 are both the multiples of 5 and odd numbers at the same time. Tallying. Words to learn. Frequency table. Frequency table is a table that lists items and uses tally marks to record the number of times they occur. These are the tally and these are the frequency. These are the items, which is the data. Tally chart. Tally chart is a chart that uses marks to record counting. Tallies are grouped into fives. The tally chart symbol for 5 is this. So you draw 4 vertical lines and 1 horizontal lines or diagonal. This stands for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Look at the frequency table below. This is the frequency table that lists the number of people and vehicles that pass by the school between 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock. Let's see. How many people pass by the school between 9 and 11? 5, 5, 5, and 1. So, 3 times 5 equals 15. And 15 plus 1 equals 16. So there are 16 people pass by the school between 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock. Now let's see how many cars pass by the school between 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and 4 equals 34. There are 34 cars pass by the school between 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock. Now let's make the tally chart based on the data below. These are the vehicles and these are the frequency. Let's do the one for cars. There are 8 cars. So let's do it like this. 5 and 3 equals 8. What about the next? There are 5 trucks. So the tally is like this. Let's try it one more time. There are 2 fans. It is easy, isn't it? Pictogram and bar charts. Words to learn. Axis. Axis is the plural of axis. The X and the Y lines that cross the right angles to make a graph. The x-axis is a horizontal line and the y-axis is a vertical line. Pictogram. Pictogram is a graph that uses pictures to represent quantities. For example, look at the picture below. This is the pictogram of the student's favorite fruit in a classroom. These are the fruits, and this is the symbol that represents one child. So how many kids like apple? Let's count. If one of these smiley means one child, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 child. There are 5 child like apple. Let's try one more time. How many child like banana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 children like banana. Bar chart. Bar chart is a graph with bars to show how large a quantity is. This picture is an example of bar chart. Here are the students' favorite sports. And here are the number of the students. So you can see students who like soccer is somewhere here. Part of a graph. A graph contains the title parts which tell you what graph it is. And the one on the left is the data. And the one at the bottom is the labels. So for example, at this chart, you see the title, it is our favorite fruit. And here are the labels. It can be pictures or words. And here are the data of the quantities. So you can see the kids who like apples are 5 kids. There are 3 kids who like orange. And there are 7 kids who like banana. Look at another example below. Do you know what it is? Yes, it's Smarties. I know you love Smarties. Here are the pictogram for the Smarties. One circle means 2 Smarties. So if we want to know the amount of Smarties from each different color, let's see the pictogram. The number of green Smarties are shown here. If one circle means 2, So let's count how many green Smarties there are. 2, 4, 6. And half Smarties means 1. So there are 7 Smarties. Let's see how many orange Smarties there are. 2, 4, 6, 8. There are 8 Smarties. You can try to count the rest of the Smarties on your own.